Hello, welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Well, reaction to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech before Congress is drawing plenty of criticism. His warnings of Iran's nuclear ambitions as the U.S. tries to negotiate a deal may be revealing a crack in U.S. and Israel relations. Joining me now is Mort Klein. He's the president of the Zionist Organization of America. It's really the oldest, I guess, and the largest pro-Israel
We're the
organization.
1897.
Yeah.
But I wasn't president from the very beginning.
Okay, you don't look a day over, you know. All right, politicians talk about this unshakable bond between the U.S. and Israel. Do you still feel there is this unshakable bond between U.S. and the United States and Israel?
The U.S. Congress is strongly supportive of Israel as they've ever been. That's primarily not because of lobbying, because in every poll, by 5 to 1, even 10 to 1, Americans support Israel over the Arab issue. That's why Congress is so supportive. They're still very supportive. Unfortunately, there have been cracks in the Democratic side of the ledger. Those polls are not as good as they used to be. The problem has been with the administration, not with Congress's support for Israel.
All right, but Netanyahu, during his speech, actually the beginning of his speech, he praised President Obama as a friend, charted all the things he had done for Israel, praised Secretary Kerry, who is now negotiating the deal. I mean, do you just see this as strategic, or does he really like and praise President Obama?
Prime Minister Netanyahu is very concerned about President Obama's support for Israel. He's been worried about this for years. His profusely praising was a way to hopefully keep Obama close to Israel, and President Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu, showing appreciation to Obama, but especially during the Hamas war. He saw that President Obama refused to resupply Israel with Hellfire missiles they needed for many days, actually closed down airline flights to Ben Gurion Airport for several days, and urged Israel every week to have a ceasefire with Hamas before they could get rid of all their tunnels. So right there, Prime Minister Netanyahu saw that Obama is unfortunately not acting in the right way to America's strongest ally. He's concerned. Okay,
so with so many Democrats, they boycotted the speech. Do you fear that that the support for Israel is kind of being splintered on party lines in America?
10 or 15 years ago, the Democrats used to be the strongest supporters of Israel, more than Republicans. That's now reversed. The Republicans are now much stronger supporters, and Democratic support has been waning. I'm sorry to say, it's still, a majority of Democrats still surely support Israel. It's gotten weaker, and I'm very worried about this. But I think a main reason for this is President Obama's showing hostility to Israel over these many years. Look, he sent Susan Rice to publicly say that Netanyahu simply coming to speak about an issue of importance to America, not only Israel, is destroying the U.S. Israel relations. That kind of comment will only inspire those who are not that friendly toward Israel to feel emboldened and come out against Israel. And I wonder if the King of Saudi Arabia or the President of Egypt, Sisi, were to come to speak about Iran nukes, and those two countries are very worried about it. Would President Obama have ignored them? Would President Obama say, I didn't listen to the speech? Would President Obama have sent the Secretary of State and Vice President out of the countries they wouldn't attend? I don't think so. This is hostility toward Israel, and it's really shameful. Plus, he defends Iran regularly, despite the fact that they're not allowing military inspections, that they're not getting rid of their uranium, they're not getting rid of their centrifuges. Those things are necessary for nuclear weapons. And President Obama says nothing about the ICBMs. That's so important. These intercontinental ballistic missiles threaten the United States. They'll be able to reach us in a year with nuclear warheads.
I want you to listen to what Senator Dianne Feinstein said. You know, she's Jewish, and she basically said, you know, it was that Benjamin Netanyahu does not speak for all Jews. He does not speak for all Jews everywhere. What is your reaction to that?
Well, she misstated what Prime Minister Netanyahu said. When he was talking about terrorism and murder of Jews in France and elsewhere, and the scourge of anti-Semitism around the world, that's when he said, I speak for all Jews who we need to fight the scourge of militant Islamic attacks on Jews. He wasn't speaking about any other issue. She misrepresented what Prime Minister Netanyahu had said.
Yeah, you know, there's also college campuses. There's a report out from Trinity College saying that there is a growing anti-Semitism on college campuses. Do you think this is all part of the sort of growing anti-Israel kind of mood or philosophy that's coming into the West?
Remember, the overwhelming majority of Americans still overwhelmingly support Israel over the Palestinian Arabs and the Arab situation. There's been tremendous funding by Arab countries of hiring people, Arabs and others, to come on campuses and spew terrible lies against Israel. The problem is the pro-Israel and Jewish students on campus do not know the issues well enough to know how to defend themselves, and so they're convincing Jews on campus to have hostility toward Israel. But this is all promoted by militant Islamic sources. That's where it's coming from. Non-Muslims, there really has not been any significant increase in enmity toward Israel or to Jewish people. This is all coming from the Muslim world, and we have to recognize that.
Okay. We're about ran out of time, but I want to thank you very much, Mort Klein from the Zionist Organization of America, the largest pro-Israel organization in America, certainly, but probably the oldest in the world as well.
We are the oldest pro-Israel in the world. That is correct.
All right. Thank you very much for being on A Spirited Debate.
Thank you so much.
And if you want to hear more on these topics, catch foxnews.com and check out Fox News as well as foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green. Thanks for joining us.